Hey, how's it going? So, I decided to come in today and give a little reading recap of the first 6 months of 2026. What year are we in? Yes, 2026. So back in last August, I guess, August, September, I really got into reading again, like a lot. Many books a month. I was doing some different challenges and some bingo and stuff like that. So I decided this year I was very inspired by other YouTubers on a book journal, and I decided to go ahead and do that. And I thought I'd share what we've gotten from so the first half of the year from January to June on what I read, some of my ratings. I'm gonna go real analog here because there is a couple things to be said about going analog. One, it's available at any time, regardless of what's going on. AI taking over. Some things are out there are kind of sus. Sitting on my little book nook down in my studio with my feet up and not a care in the world, wanting to just kind of show up as cozy and comfy as possible. This is my little book journal, and I'll just show it to you this way. So I was actually gifted this and tons of journals from my good friend Debbie. I do want to start with my star system, because we are going to talk the star system, no, not the solar system, but my system for my stars. We'll start with, if it's a 5, that's I need more of this. This book is my whole identity right now, and I totally would reread it, or even would love to own it. I don't actually own a lot. I don't keep books. I get them from the library or Hoopla. I get books from little free libraries, and then I'm planning on building my own little free library, so hopefully you'll see some more of that. So 4 is I liked it. I took notes. I could chat about it a little bit. And 3, I would say it's pretty or I don't regret reading it. I didn't hate the book. I didn't, it's not like my new personality, but it was okay. 2s are just not good. They are mess, like full on mess, I guess. Totally needed editor. Let's say it was a Zoom meeting that could have been an email. How about that? If you know, you know. And then 1s are actually, if there's something really, really bad in it, like, it's a red flag. It's like, there's something in it that just does not serve humanity. like people should not be reading this for something, it does not help humanity or whatever. To AI dribble. I mean, I will, if I know, like, I've started reading it and it's fully really bad, I will DNF. And this is when it's a 1, it means it's, like it says, gross or dangerous. I have had some books. I don't know if, hopefully we're in focus here. I can't tell. Okay, if I was out of focus all the time, I am so sorry. We will get better at this, okay? But yeah, so if it's gross or dangerous, meaning, like, I'm not going to use any examples, but there's some that I was like hoodwinked on what I got, and I was not expecting that. So yeah, and I'm not just saying like it just wasn't for me. I'm saying that it should not be out there in the world, if that makes sense. All right, there we go. I'm going to skip past all of my fun little sections because we get to look forward to that. So if it's something you would like to see, and since I plan on showing it in the future, go ahead and take this moment to subscribe. And that way, you'll get to see, you'll see more of what I'm showing. You'll catch what I'm throwing down, you know what I mean? Okay, and by the way, I am a total dork. I admit that. We're going to just start in with January, and let's see if I can pull you up just a little bit. We're gonna look at the book covers here. Focus. All right, so the very first book that I finished of January, and the first few, they're in order that I read them. The next few, I've got them in a couple of months. I put them in order by their rating. So I think I'll go back to the order of that they're read. But anyways, the first book I had was The Women by Kristen Hanna, and that was a 4.5 stars. Listened to it on audio, did love it. That's why the 0.5 stars was really good. I love historical fiction myself, so I did love that. Burnout, okay, I loved that book, and a lot of people like dislike it. It was written quirky. It was written for me because the quirky girl that just picks up on a certain phrase, or I love my alliterations and things like that, and this just kind of it definitely hit that vibe for me. I didn't realize that we have my stuff. There we go. This is what we're talking about. We're just going old school, fixing things on the fly. All right. So Burnout, I loved it. It is a nonfiction. Actually, let me grab, because again, these are January, so that was a long time ago. So let's see. Oh, I guess I didn't have it in the order because the first book that I finished for January, I finished on January 7th. And these are I made these little guys. The goal is to like write quotes or write a little bit about the book. I haven't done that. And we're 7 months in. I haven't done that to many. So maybe going forward, I'll do better for those. So I'll have more to say or quotes or something for like the second half of the year to go. But yeah, so Kristen Hanna, it was a mix of physical and audio that I read it. I have actually a funny story about that. So I had picked up the audio on Hoopla, and I was 4% in it. And my daughter had gone to like a festival, something like that, and somebody was selling Blind Date with a Book. And she picked me up the Blind Date with the Book, and I went to open it, and it was this book. And I was like, that is awesome, because it was literally a book that I was in the process of reading. I just thought that was really cool. Kristen Hanna, then the Burnout. Different cover. I had a different cover on this one in here than the one that was in. So this is the cover of the one I got from the library. In the Fable app, it's the other cover, but this is the cover that I actually read. It's this pink. Boop, boop. But yeah, it's about stress cycles, and it's I don't have the who's in here very well, so you can't see it very well. Not great at this, am I? But that's okay. We'll get there. So yeah, so we went to, and I'll just do it this way because this is the best way to go through these. So I finished the 100-Year-Old Man Who Climbed Out of the Window. Loved that book. Watched the movie. Had my husband watch the movie. My husband had his mom and his brother watching the movie because it was just so cute and funny, and absolutely loved it. On my little things, I put where the setting is. Of course, this was over many different areas, but the main character, he lived in Sweden, and he was from Sweden, and then he moved all over the place in part of the story, but ended up in Sweden too, in here. But I'm doing like around the world. And so also I'm doing a road trip for the United States, and they are color coded. So each month has a certain color that I color in. And so that's where we are with that. So January's is this color. So yeah, I just wanted to say that's why I have that. It took place in Sweden. Alaska. Got my Alaska for that. I found this little dude. It's called When Buddy Comes to Visit. It was free on Kindle. It was one of those. It was not great. Let's just say that. My second Frida McFadden book. Did this one for a book club and Goodreads challenge. And the Goober Challenge. I actually got this one as a little free library. Oh, I'm off camera with it. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I got the paperback at the little free library. So I was excited about that because it was one that was on my TBR that I wanted to read. I did like it a lot. It was, the twisty was twisty and everything. Then for January, I joined an actual physical book club to get myself out and about and learn the things and do the things, to be around people, because my husband and I moved here in this town in 2022, and I really hadn't met anybody because I don't work outside of the home or anything. I've had some health issues that prevents me from. I'm just like, I need to get out there in the world, and now that some of my health issues are getting better and I'm able to do that, I definitely need to do that because I'm just I need that in my life. I'm just need that. Let's just say that I need that. So yeah, this is the Unstoppable Eliza Haycraft, and such a fun. Oh, I loved it. It is a historical fiction set in St. Louis. She's actually from mid Missouri in it was 1844. She escaped an abusive marriage, and this is again in 1844, so pre-Civil War, up the Missouri. So I actually live right off of the Missouri River. Very cool. It's like all these places they talked about. We've been. My husband and I, we just moved from the St. Louis area in 2022 to this town. So yeah, it was really cool. It was for the book club. Got to chat about it with the book club, which was really neat. So it was very interesting. And I loved it. So it was 5 stars. Voodoo was and I did this one for the Buzzword Cover Challenge. And I did this one it was a free on the Kindle. It was set in New Orleans, kind of paranormal-ish, kind of, but it was actually pretty good. I mean, it was a 3.75. It wasn't like something I want to talk about forever about, so therefore it wasn't a 4. I do have children's books in these too. As a kid, I didn't read and I didn't get read to. Reading was frowned upon because it's a very interpersonal thing, and it was considered to be antisocial. So if you're reading and you have people around, you're antisocial. And that's what was how I grew up with that story that I'm trying to reparent myself, if that makes sense. But so I am reading children's books along with, and I count them just the same. I picked up this, it doesn't show very well. It's called The Colorful Dragon: A Journey Through Emotions. And while the emotions part was fine, I 100% feel like the images are AI images. Oh, they're AI illustrations. Don't know. There's no credit to any other illustrator. The different dragons looked completely different in style and everything. So that was January. It says 7 here because one of them was not. I guess it didn't get counted on the Storygraph. I wasn't too good about giving my Storygraph. I like to see my amount of fiction and nonfiction. I did get a nonfiction in. I got how many nonfictions in? I got 1 nonfiction in. And then I like to see the graph of, the genres, just for funsies. I think it's fun, the colorful graph. So let's move on to February. We had 11 books after before because of Buzzword Cover challenge, and this one was a 4.25. It was a digital that I got for free from the Kindle, for my Kindle. Wayward, fantastic book, Amelia Hart. I did the physical and audio mix of that one. Let's see, The Twisted Ones. This was a book club read, and there we go. This was for the physical book club. My physical book club has 2 books a month that we do. So Twisted Ones was one of them, and I think that was the January one. I just hadn't read it yet. So yeah, I did enjoy T. Kingfisher's The Twisted Ones. It's considered horror, but it's also very folky horror, cryptic-y kind of thing. So good stuff. The Guncle, that was so fun. I did that one for the Goodreads challenge, Lasting Reads. Read the physical version. Just laughed my butt out, read it in a day, and pretty much enjoyed it. It wasn't a 5-star, but it was 4 stars, actually. Really good anyways. The Proposal, they can't refuse. I did that for Goodreads Sweeney stories, but also I think it counted as the Second Chance and Enemies Lovers. So yeah, I'm not really much of a romance reader and stuff, but like I said, I want to get all the things and all the time. So I like to do like such a variance of them. We have an ebook that I got from Kindle, Coming Home to the Lock at 4.25. Absolutely, I liked it a lot. I do think I would like to read the rest in the series. I just don't have those available for myself because, like I said, I try to get things free. See, so that was a contemporary romance and set in Scotland. And then this is a book club for Fable, the Vanishing Cherry Blossom Bookshop. Very cute. Liked it a lot. Magical realism, time travel-y kind of thingy. 4.75. Enjoyed it. Also in February for the book club, we had Little Bee. These are the two that was the actual book club ones for February. Like I said, Twisted Ones I didn't read for the book club, but they talked it up so much. I was like, I have got to read that. So, Little Bee. So that was 5-star. This was the one that the book club provided. I came across it in a little free library not too long after, so that was pretty cool. So that one was set in Nigeria and in Great Britain, and so that counted for my around the world map. So we have The Most Agreeable Murder. Adorable. So funny. It's my kind of quirk. It's historical fiction in the Shropshire. It's just so funny. Then we had Bubbles the Farting Mermaid. A children's book. Like I said, I try to get like at least a children's book in once a month, and this was free from Kindle. It's like, why not? Because it made me laugh. So Bubbles the Farting Mermaid. I like my bubbles, if anybody knows. So it's like, I was like, okay, gotta read that. It was okay. It was kind of cute. Didn't hate it. Didn't love it. Then we have Breakfast at Tiffany's. That was for the Gilmore. There's a Gilmore Girls book club in Fable that I'm a part of, and they did Breakfast at Tiffany. This was both. I did not care for Breakfast at Tiffany, so I did not read the other book. I found that not a fan of it. Then we go to The Hammock Secret, which was the same book club as before. We just moved on to the next one, and this is March. So we're just marching right along, aren't we? I did this one on audio. Actually, I think I did most of the Frida McFadden's on audio. Thriller, it's got a 4 stars, so it's gone a little bit lower. It was alright. The Secret almost held up to The Housemaid. 3 Lives of Kate K. Liked it a lot. That one was for a Goodreads, and I did read that as physical. Then we have Dreams in Time. This was a fairy tale retelling. I did it for, I don't remember what it was for, but I did that, and it was meh. It was okay. It was 54 pages, so it was a novella, so I shouldn't complain too much. It wasn't great. We share did not care for it. It was touted as historical fiction romance. It was more, it didn't know whether it wanted to be a war part romance, family drama kind of thing, part active war duty expose. Like it was more, it didn't know if it wanted to be what it wanted to be. So if that makes sense. So yeah, 10/10 would not recommend. Little Movements. Enjoyed that. 5 stars. It was for my Goodreads Black Heritage and also the buzzword cover for movement because you have movement in it. Goodreads Persona Picks, which was also read a couple months later in my book club. But before the coffee gets cold, again, I love myself a good time travel story. Up there, I'm here for that. So, From Blood and Ash, 3.75. It is okay. I went to go start the second one and just didn't. Yeah, I'm just probably not going to finish the series. Well, I don't know if you can tell that I'm redoing this one again, but the last time I did it, I didn't have this part on the screen, and Edit Me caught that, and Edit Me decided to refilm, and now my microphone isn't wanting to work too well either. The show must go on. So here we go. Hecate the Witch. Loved this book. How many more loves can I say? So many loves. I would love to own this one, honestly. I would reread it over and over again. It's very poetic. It's a quick read. It's a fantastic story. You get some mythology. You get some girl power. You get, oh my gosh, it's just beautiful. Okay? Just beautiful. Why We Sleep? I actually didn't rate that in here. I don't know what I rated it. It was okay. Wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. It's a nonfiction about insomnia. I kind of wanted more. I suffer from insomnia, and I wanted a little bit more, maybe some things you can do to whatever. Book club, Resistance Book Club, the Separation of Church and Hate. Amazing book. Oh my gosh, I should have that with me. That one I should have on hand so you can see how many tabs I had in that. I was like tabbing away. The Perks of Being a Wildflower. That was in my book club. And the physical book club called Shelf Indulgence. Pretty good book. 4.5 star. Enjoyed it. We had a good discussion about it. It wasn't too long. So nothing. Most people who've read books probably have already read it. I wouldn't say it was like, everybody says it's the quintessential 90s book. Everybody needs to read. It's on everybody's list. I didn't love it that much, but it was okay. I liked it. I don't regret reading it, obviously. The Rebel of the Regency was fun. For a history book, a biography, it read very accessible. That's the word I'm looking for. It was very accessible. It was really fun. And I did it as audiobook, so the narration was great. And we are still in March. A lot of books in March. The Housemaid's Wedding, I did because the next book the housemaid is watching was the book in this book club, and I went ahead and did the small novella. The Wedding was okay. It was not, I mean, the fact that it was short, that's what did it for me. The Gardener children's book, got it at a little free library. Fantastic book. Enjoyed it a lot. The New Menopause, it was okay. I basically anything you've seen in Dr. Mary Claire Haver that you've seen in podcasts and things like that. If you've seen it, her podcast is basically in the book, and vice versa. So, take with it what you will. Children's book, Evelyn's The Adventurous Entomologist, was really cute. My son and I went to a conservation area and read that book. While we were there, it counts. Children's book counts. Audiobook for The Great Big Beautiful Life. I guess I missed rating that. Let's see what we did. This is the first book I finished in April. And it got... We're moving along now. We are moving along. So it's 4.0 stars. All right. I'm just going to go from here for April. Because April was only 8 that month when I had been doing like 16 books in March. And I had done 11 books in February. I was actually sick for some of February, so I felt like I was behind on those. But I read the Count of Monte Cristo. And I also, and I earned the shirt. The Hope Never Quits. I don't know if, but there we go. Ah. So I earned this by doing 3 miles a day average of walking for the Cancer Society. Yeah, the American Cancer Society. So I was very proud of myself for that. So yeah, so I listened to this like on a lot of my walks. And the Count of Monte Cristo, fantastic. That is so far my favorite book of the year. It is like, I need to own it. I will reread it again. It was 1,200 pages. I will reread it again. So, and then the next one was the Ornithologist. I have to look at this one because my eyesight's not... Okay, the Ornithologist Field Guide. Let's see, can you see it? Well, I've got my lighting way off here. All right, so there we go, so that you can see it. The Ornithologist Field Guide. Yeah, it was cute. I really liked it. Housemaid is watching. They're going down and down and down. This one, it could have not been written. I think it could have been. There were some... I was starting to get irritated with Millie. Let's just say she was much more... She's always been kind of judgmental, but she was much more judgmental on this one. And I felt like if she was, as a mother, I feel like she wasn't involved in her kids' lives as. Anywho, concerning my daughter, I read this for my decolonized bookshelf for the Korean translated. It was a 3.5. It was okay. I think the translation and the way that, I guess the character growth, that it just wasn't there like I wished it would have been. I guess that's where we went a little awry. Boyfriend material. I listened to this on audio while I was doing some, and on digital, like a e-book too, mixed. But for the most part, I listened to this on my walks, and I'm sure that if my neighbors saw me, they'd be like, what is that girl laughing about? Because I just laughed so hard. I loved that book. I bought Horror Store because I'd always wanted that. I thought it was just so cool. I have behind me, so I have my IKEA, like, here it is, IKEA Design Identity. I love the Scandinavian furniture, and I love IKEA. Hey, look at that. It's right there. So I thought the whole idea of this knockoff IKEA store and it being a catalog, I would have liked it to be, the way it was pitched is that it looks like a catalog and the stories get dark as it goes kind of thing. It was more of a storyline than it was catalog-y that I was expecting, but it was still a good story, and I love it. Grady Hendrix, fantastic. I read Witchcraft for Wayward Girls, I think it's called. I read that back last year, so I do like me some Grady Hendrix. Social Biome, that was really cool. The author, Jeffrey A. Hall, he actually gave a talk at our local library, and we had a little, so that was really neat to actually get to meet the author and have that little talk. The Count of Monte Cristo, we already talked about that. I have the digital. I own it on Fable because it's free on Fable, by the way. If you have the Fable app, you just go into the free classics, and that is one of the free classics that you can get. I checked it out from the library, and I did it as audio. I didn't do them all at the same time. I had Wuthering Heights last year. I had to read it, listen to the audio, and read it at the same time to stay in it because I did not care for that book. It was not for me. Okay, now we're along to May. We only have 2 more months, guys. Woohoo! Okay. The Secret Garden. How have I never read this in my life? So glad I read it. 5 stars. I'm now reading this month Anne of Green Gables again, reliving my childhood, right? And reading the books that I didn't get to read back then. Ken, I read that. That was for the Great Reads Editor's Picks. 4.5 stars. Good story. Even though I knew the end, I read this for the Decolonize Your Bookshelf mystery by a queer author, I believe. So yeah, hopefully I'm not yelling at you. I just get the more excited I get, the louder I get. So it is what it is, okay? So the next book for May that we finished on May 14th. So this one actually took me a little bit. It took me like almost a whole month to read. It is a cozy mystery called The First Edition Murder. It was okay. It's 3.5 stars. Didn't hate it. Didn't love it. It was okay. It are still in May. For my Boo and Sip book club Fable, we did Abby Jimenez. Jimenez said Jimenez. My bad. Jimenez's Part of Your World. First time I'd read any of her books, and contemporary fiction, but it's not spicy, so I liked it. Not that I'm a prude or anything. I just don't enjoy spice in my books. I'm just saying. I'm just letting you know that in advance. I think that's why the romanticies don't quite hit it right for me like fantasy does. For me, I don't need that in my books, and I don't need a whole scene where we go into detail. No shade on anybody else who loves that. It's cool. I'm not here to yuck your yum. It's just not yum for me. All right, so the next one, It's Me, They Follow. Very interesting book. It's under the magical realism. Yeah, it was a 4. I didn't regret reading it. It was all right. King Sorrow. I am reading that one for the 52 book club, there's 2 prompts. One is an author related to another author. So you read one book from one author, and then you read another book from the one related to the author, the next prompt. So Joe Hill is Stephen King's son. So I'm doing the Joe Hill now, and then the Stephen King will fill that one. For the Decolonize Your Bookshelf, this one, Rules of Civility. Read that for my book club, for the Shelf Indulgence book club. It was a 3 for me. And the reason being, and it's funny because this looks like it's the cover of Great Gatsby. And in fact, I've seen this cover, this picture on the Great Gatsby, but this one is not. This is Rules of Civility. It, to me, it was written in the first person by a woman. It reads like a male author trying to be a female. And I like my book club nobody felt that way or whatever. It's just for me. We also read The Teacher by Frida McFadden. I had said to myself I was going to do a Frida McFadden moratorium on reading anymore because I had read so many of hers, and it started to get like, nope, we're not doing that anymore for a while. Because this was for the book club, I did read it, but since then I haven't read one because, yeah, and The Teacher has some plot holes, okay? I'm just not going to go into it, but it just was for me. Atmosphere, I did that one for the Goodreads. Actually, Atmosphere did a lot of things. I was able to have it for the buzzword occupations. But yeah, so it was great. Literary fiction, historical fiction, I think. Yeah, in the 80s, 4 stars. Enjoyed it. Was my first Taylor Jenkins Reid book. So I will probably read some more of hers. And then we go into June, and we actually only had 6 in June. So I read Annie John by Jamaica Kincaid. It was for a Fable book club. I joined a Fable book club called Around the World, so kind of fits with my train to read books from around the world. 4.25. Enjoyed it. Seek You, A Journey Through American Loneliness. It is an illustrated book, a graphic novel, which was, so it's nonfiction psychology, but a graphic novel. Great book. Oh, so good. I enjoyed it so much. I actually would love to have that to just read through and then like have for my kids to read at any time. But yeah. Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney, my second Alice Feeney book I've read. Enjoyed it. 5-star. Like me some Alice Feeney. It did have a little bit of supernaturalism in it, and I like that. So my second book for the book club, so we had Alice Feeney for the first book club, and the second book for the book club was The Funeral Ladies of Ellery County. 4.25 stars because it was very cute. I enjoyed the story. It was kind of intergenerational story, and yeah, it was really, really fun read. I would totally suggest it. It was part of a Goodreads challenge anyways, and 5 stars. I either got it free, or I think I might have bought it at a used bookstore. Worth it. It's going to be my little free library when I get this started. And then finally, and I didn't write who or what it was, but it is, well, let's see, it's under my Decolonize. How to Commit a Post-Colonial Murder. Give it a 4.5 star. And there you go. So that does it. If you stuck around till now, thank you. I don't know why I was like looking down. But anyways, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Again, we had 6 months of books to go through. I didn't even count in advance. So maybe we'll have a little ticker over here how many books I actually read for that 6 months. I think it was 50 some. I was at the 50 some, whatever. That's how many books we just talked about. So awesome sauce. I will catch you the next one. I plan on, again, talking about the Herkyed. I plan on doing the different challenges and things that I'm doing. And we'll see you on the flip side. Again, help me out. Like this video if you've gotten this far, especially. Tell me what your favorite book so far this year is. And also, if you'd like to, tell me what's your least favorite book if you'd like to. And tell me one that I just must read. If you didn't see it in there, let me know what I must read. All right? Thank you so much, and see you later.